Hello everyone, this is Andy Biggs from Arizona's 5th Congressional District. A lot of you have been contacting my office. Some of you are concerned about my vote, some of you support my vote, some of you oppose my vote regarding H.R. 5, the so-called Parental Bill of Rights Act. This is the act right here. I'd urge you to take your time to read it. There's a lot of stuff in here that makes sense and seems good. Things like you have to be informed if your child's trying to change pronouns. School officials can't provide gender affirmation counseling, those types of things without parental consent. You have a right to get to the curriculum, all of those things. I don't disagree with any of that stuff. This is a summary. You can go to congress.gov, you can actually get a copy of just a summary, but it doesn't really give you the flavor of the bill like if you were to read the bill. But here's the thing that I go through and I analyze how I'm going to vote on a bill after I read it. First thing I say is this bill constitutional? So I take a look at it and I say the United States Constitution is designed to protect the rights of citizens by listing specifically in the Constitution what the legislative branch can do, just like it lists what the executive branch can do and what the judiciary branch can do. Those are called enumerated powers. And that gives us our jurisdiction. The regulation of education, in fact, education is nowhere mentioned in the U.S. Constitution. It's not given to the federal government to become a national school board. And because we shouldn't be there, that's why I've consistently advocated that we eliminate the Department of Education, the Federal Department of Education, which was imposed a lot of people think that's been around forever. It hasn't. It didn't come in until 1979 under then President Jimmy Carter. In fact, Ronald Reagan, when he was running for president, said he was going to eliminate the Federal Department of Education because we all knew there was no constitutional authority and it should be a state and local issue. He didn't do that. But there are bills to eliminate the Department of Education that are pending and have been filed in this session of Congress. One by Thomas Massey of Kentucky, H.R. 899. One from David Rouser, H.R. 202. You can go again to congress.gov and you can take a look at those. Those are there. The House Republicans would have been far better served, in my opinion, to actually put forward a bill that does something as opposed to this. This is just some kind of aspirational statement. But if you would have actually passed legislation to defund or eliminate the Department of Education, you would have taken us a step towards the Constitution. This does not take us a step toward the Constitution. In fact, I would tell you what I think it actually does. By passing this bill, you further legitimize the federal government's intrusion into local school districts. You're going to make it harder to defund, defang, and dissolve the Department of Education and getting back to a constitutional path, because you effectively are recognizing with this bill that the federal government has the right to intrude in state and local government. That is the problem with this bill. I understand the frustration. I am equally frustrated. I'm frustrated with the notion of what's gone on in the schools that we have seen that got exposed over COVID. But what we've seen is responsible states and local school boards have actually come in and fought against this stuff and have started pushing back, and they're having success. The federal government now, with this bill, were this to become law, is saying, guess what? The federal government gets to set all of the policy for the local school board instead of the state and local districts. So it's going to be tougher to do away with the Department of Education and federal intrusion. The Student Bill of Rights may be next. A Teacher's Bill of Rights. A school board or school administrator's Bill of Rights. Those are the types of things that you can be sure that this is setting the precedent for when the Democrats and the hard left gets back into authority. They're in authority already in the Senate and the presidency, but they don't have the House. But if they ever get all three of these bodies again, believe me, they're going to take what happened here with the Parental Bill of Rights, they will use it as a precedent, and they will say to Republicans, you've already established not just that there's a federal Department of Education with certain strings on there that need to go away as well, but you've established, Republican Party, that the federal government can set local policy and that the Congress, the United States Congress, is now going to be acting as a supranational school board. That's what happened with this bill. That's why I voted no. So now I would not have been so critical. I expressed this to my colleagues who were encouraging me to vote with them. But what they've done is they've now told the world, hey, we've changed the world. They did change the world. They've made it now harder. They've made it worse. Because they've actually done the opposite from empowering parents. What they've done is they've empowered the federal government to take even broader control over your state and local school boards. That's the reason I voted no. And look forward to hearing your comments and your questions as we've already been receiving. Thank you.